Hey, what is going on, guys? Control Gun here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first episode of my montage review series. We're going to be starting off with a great classic montage, Sheluligans' final Gears 1 montage edited by Danny J. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy, and I'm just going to get right into the review. Alright, let's get into the review, and no worries guys, when I am actually talking about how I felt about the montage and stuff like that, there will be gameplay, but for now I'm just showing you the sheet that I used to grade the montage. If you see at the top, there's Control Gun Montage Reviews Episode 1, Sheluligans' Final Gal Montage, and then I separated my grading scale into three main areas: gameplay, editing, and other. The first thing under gameplay is release standards, which means how did the gameplay stack up against the standards of the time when the montage was released. Second is current standards, which means how does the montage stack up in gameplay according to how the standards are now. And then third under gameplay is enjoyability, which means it's not necessarily about the standards, but just how enjoyable the gameplay was, because you can have clips that are up to standards that's just the same thing over and over again, it just gets really boring, or you can have clips that aren't up to standard but can still be enjoyable because of the way the person plays or the variety. Under editing, there's three main categories: syncing, creativity, and skill. Syncing is obviously how well the video and audio match up. It's pretty basic. Creativity is the creativity employed in the video and whether the editor did new things with the edit. And then skill is how much skill was employed by the editor in the edit. Because you can do really creative things, but if they don't look good, at the end of the day, it's not a good edit because it doesn't look good. And then finally, under the other tab, we have music, overall enjoyability, and impact. Music is obviously just how much I personally like the music in the montage, not even on the sense of whether it was a good song or not, but whether it was a good song for a montage and fit well with the montage. Overall enjoyability, that is the most important category overall. That just means how much I enjoyed the montage when I watched it. And then impact is how much of an impact it has had over the course of all of Gears of War history, I guess. So those are the main categories, and now I'm going to show you the sheet that has the actual scores that I gave this montage. Okay, and then really quick, we're just looking at the actual scores. I gave it release standards 10 out of 10, current standards 7.5 out of 10, enjoyability 8 out of 10 for the gameplay, syncing, well, overall editing we got 9, 9, 10, and then music 7, overall enjoyability 8.5, and impact 9. So now I'm going to switch over to gameplay, and we'll actually talk about the montage a little bit, and I will explain why I gave the grades that I did. And also, one quick heads up, guys, I would actually suggest before you even watch my review, you do go and watch the montage yourself. Link is in the description, so go do that, and now we will go into the review. Alright guys, so now we are into the gameplay portion of the video. I probably won't be talking about the gameplay at all. It's just going to be there for you guys, and hopefully it will only take me about one round to talk about what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so first off, I should have the image hopefully in the description so you can look at it to refresh yourself on the scores I gave. But first off, under gameplay was release standards, which I gave a 10 out of 10. When the montage came out, it was definitely up to standards. Sheluligans, or you may know him as Sugar Tits, he was putting out some of the best content overall for anyone on Gears of War at that time. Most if not all of the clips, like under current standards, would definitely stand up now. So it's current standards I gave 7.5 out of 10. There were a couple clips, like I think there was a round where I know it was around a gridlock where he got 3 headshots. They might have been back to back to back, but they were nowhere near on screen, and there was a standstill or two. There was a clip like that on another one on gridlock actually, where he got a headshot. I don't even think it was back to back, and then a blind fire around the corner later. And I don't know if this is even a bad thing or not, but there are very, very few blind fire headshots in the montage. Personally, I don't dislike that at all. I have no problem with people not blind firing, but I know obviously some people are not okay with that. They feel like we're past the point where you can just get doubles where you're actually aiming. It's personal opinion, I'm sure. And then enjoyability, the gameplay was very enjoyable. There were very few standstills, which was something that he did a lot back in his time. He was good about making sure getting clips that did not have a lot of standstills, which is still pretty much how it works today. That's how good montage clips are made. And then onto the editing. Of course, this is an edit by Danny J, who is by far my favorite Gears of War editor. Great edit. This was one of his first breakout edits, especially for Gears 1. The syncing, I definitely gave it a 9 out of 10. It was almost perfect. There were some places that weren't quite where I personally would have synced it. That's not to say that they weren't synced, but there was some room for improvement, to say the least, but it was certainly done great. Creativity, 9 out of 10. It was very creative, especially for the time. He did a lot of things that no one would ever even dream of doing. and it really influenced a lot of edits, especially for Gears 1 from then on. He was the first one to really utilize angles. I mean, people had used angles, but his angles were done in such a unique way, and they kept a theme throughout the montage, which was really great. The same thing with like the falling bodies when he would go around them. It was just great. And then for skill, I gave it 10 out of 10 because everything was executed the way it should have been executed, and that's what I look for in a montage. Oh crap, this round is wrapping up. Okay, so then other music, 7 out of 10. I didn't love the music. It's been worse. He used I can't remember the song. The first song is a very used song. Back then it wasn't that used, but still not a great song. Overall enjoyability, 8.5 out of 10. Great montage. And for the impact, this had a huge impact on Gears edits especially, and the gameplay. But it was kind of, this is when Gears gameplay started to hit its peak. This was the montage that hit the peak, but other montages had to get up to that mostly. And then obviously that's why it has such a high impact, and then the edit carried the video even when the video didn't need to be carried on the gameplay front. So it was definitely a good thing, good montage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first review. Tell me how you would have scored stuff, if you would have scored it differently. Go ahead and tell me in the comments. That's it for today, guys, and I'll talk to you later.